Welcome back to Dr. Finance. This is my special video to celebrate together with you more than 800 subscribers in my channel, Dr. Finance. Yes. And well, I got a handful of things to share with you. So let's go together one by one. So, well, more than 800 subscribers. Thank you very much for your kind interest. I hope I made some meaningful contribution for your life so far, right? So I'll keep on doing what I've been doing. The thing is, now I still have 830 plus contents, right? More contents than subscribers, right? Yeah. Still, well, it's okay, right? Keep doing what I've been doing, right? Some of you may question, why is the subscriber number growing so slow? A lot of issues there may be to grow fast in the subscriber numbers, right? Maybe I should cover, right? If I cover some current issues up to the market, like stock market went up by 2% and plunged down by 3% every day. If I do that, then I may have much more larger number of subscribers very quickly. But I realize, that's not my expertise, right? Keeping up to the market is something that non-academicians should do. The guys in the Wall Street or Yoido in Korea, they are super duper. Sampro TV, that's what they do, okay? My expertise is more academic side. That's me, okay? I'm just being myself. So class material I'm sharing with you, and then all these, from time to time, I may talk about the current issues together with it. That's what I will do, okay? And some other issues than financial markets, like your job market for undergraduates and then graduates, right? And then social issues that I'm interested in, I may talk about it from time to time, not to burden myself in my research and teaching, okay? And then number two issue, perhaps more important, is language issue. Language issue. What do you mean? I'm bilingual, trying to be, right? Korean as well as American English, right? As it turns out, if I look at the analytics of my YouTube site, it says that only 52% of the clicks come from Korea. And that means 48%, almost half of you guys come from, all around the world, except Korea, right? So half of my audience is from international, and then the half is Korean. So that's why, I have to, be bilingual, and then bilingual contents over here, right? That's partially why the growth is slow, but I'm happy with this, right? Fine. I'm proud of being, making international channel like this, and then audiences from all around the world. Yes, welcome. Yeah. The most popular content, by the way, right? Before I talk about my channel's direction, right? What was the most popular content until now? The third most popular video out of my 830 different videos, right? Third video is Mr. Jim Rogers on North Korean and South Korean opportunity, right? He's a fantastic guy, and also we met him before when we were visiting, like the GBA guys were visiting his mansion in Singapore, right? This is what he presented in Incheon before, like 2014. I was very proud to meet him over there, and then got to know him. And then learned a lot from him. And then North Korean opportunities, well, where you will take it, I don't know. I do not necessarily agree with him, but he's a visionary in a sense, right? In many sense, right? And then he gave great insights about the investments as an investment guru. So I'm proud to share with you this video. And then number two most viewed video is CFA Research Challenge in 2019, Asia Final Philippines. Great. Yes, these are the students from University of Ateneo, if I remember correctly. I may be wrong, but this is a fantastic example of how to do a great presentation, right? Not just for undergraduates, but for MBAs or master's degree or overall CFA or analyst. If any of you want to become successful in financial industries, right? Being a great presenter is a great plus for your career. So learn from them, the best among Asians, right? In 2019, 5,786 clicks since 2019. Yeah, it's fast growing. How many people like it? Great. And then they train themselves a lot. I realize that. That's very excellent in presentation. So, that's what I'm proud to share with you. Congratulations again, even though it is already 2 years, right? And then, bing, the most viewed video, the first prize winning presentation of CFA Research Challenge in Korea 2016. Yeah, by SKKU Team 12. And that is these guys, right? Right. Right. So it's been viewed 8,582 times. Yes. And then Taehi, right? I'm proud of these guys, right? And then they are working hard in financial industries like security houses, in investment banking, and then buy side as well. All these guys have been working excellent, right? And so I strongly suggest you to go ahead and watch this, right? This is, I guess, I'm proud to say that they are the best presenters, English presenters in Korea and in this age. Another team was there, right, as well. Jo Yun-sung, and then that team. Also, Jo Yun-sung is working for Goldman Sachs right now. So I'm proud of having great students who are competing in that CFA Research Challenge. By the way, CFA Research Challenge is a great platform for you guys. Anybody interested in, financial industries in the world, right? Wall Street working, or Yeouido, or any place like in the financial district, right? So it's a great chance for the students to meet, get to know the experts in the industry, and then hone their skills of presentation in many, many different ways, and networking with excellent people. And, it's all about who you know and who knows you, right? So early on, you should be, the undergraduate students and MBA students, you should get exposed to this kind of opportunities. And number two, this is not the only chance, but there are other chances as well, like Southeastern Hedge Fund competition in Georgia State University is an annual competition globally. And then Kellogg Morgan Stanley competition, that is explicitly for master's degree students, right? Not for undergraduate, but that's there. And Toronto, University of Toronto has another competitions like that. So go ahead and explore it. Now, by the way, coming back to my channel, the discussion about my channel, right? 800 plus subscribers, half of you guys coming from not Korea, right? So shall I split the channel into two or more, right? It's a legitimate question. For example, DoctorFinance for non-Korean and DoctorFinance for Korean people. It's a valid question, so I asked my YouTube man, my student who from GBA, Global Business Administration of SKKU, who is now working for YouTube, Google, right? He said that, Andy, yeah, you did not reach a critical mass yet. Just keep on doing what you do. And then beyond 1,000 or maybe 2,000, that's the time you should think about splitting the channel. Right now, this is, it's a small, unique channel. So just keep on doing what you do until the, critical mass gets reached. Okay. So I keep on doing what I've been doing, right? you may feel kind of, inconvenient. Oh, which one is Korean language? Which one is English language? But the title basically says whether it is English or Korean. You can determine it, right? You can see it and click it. Anyway, so that's that. And then celebration and feeling grateful as I manage my channel. And then last year, what was good? And then what was I grateful about? Well, there are several things that I want to share. Number one is a book publication. Yes, that's this book, 부자 관상 기술, in Korean language, right? It's a book for, the title, 부자 관상 기술 in Korean. But if I translate it, it's like the rich, face reading, and AI. All right. What do you mean? Face reading? Is it about like a superstition? No way, right? The title of 관상 or face reading, the purpose of having this was just as a hook so that the people may get intrigued. Why 관상, right? And then pick up the book, right? That's a marketing tool. And the inside of it is all about, fintech and behavioral finance, the materials that I teach, that I've been teaching over the last, 5 years, 6 years, right? So all those fun stories in my, teaching is here. Of course, it's only, half of what I teach in my semester. The other half, okay, which requires a prior knowledge in finance, it was not included in this book. This is the reading for your pleasure for Korean guys during your vacation time, as a fun reading in your toilet, maybe. And then, this is so fun. The, Python story and in Singapore, and then testosterone issues and that kind of things, right? So that's here. And with this, right, I was very grateful and lucky because the publisher reached me proactively. The Sam & Backus, right? Sam & Backus, one of the major publishers in book publishers in Korea. They reached me and asked me to write this book because they found out that my YouTube video, lecture was kind of fun, right? Yeah, you seem to have some fun material over there. Why don't you just? So I was very lucky to get this chance. So finally, 교보문고, the biggest bookstore, offline bookstore, placed my book in their front, nearby the front gate, over the last couple of weeks. So I was very proud to show my daughters and my wife, daddy's book is over there. So I was very proud to have that. And then, moreover, 증시각도기 and then 3프로 TV or 3프로 TV. What is that? This one, is the most popular stock market related YouTube channel in Korea, having more than like 1.8 million subscribers so far. And then they invited me to talk about this book for an hour. So I was very proud to be presenting over there. Shall I show you my video to flex it a little bit? And that's in my contents list, right? I also share this over here. Yes, that's me. All right. That's there. So I was very proud to be over there. And moreover, I was very fortunate because in the first 30 seconds, right? Kim Pro님 or Mr. Dr. Kim Dong-hwan, who is the leading anchorman over there, got this key message in the 30 seconds in front, right? That this is not about fortune telling. It's about the style, risk-taking style, depending on the testosterone, the male hormone that you got, regardless of whether you are a woman or men, right? It's not about your destiny, but it's about how you reach your goal, right? You will get there anyway, but regardless of how you look or not, it doesn't matter. But your testosterone determines the style of your risk taking. That's the key message over here. And he was very careful in talking about that and then pointing to that one. So I was very grateful to 김동환 박사님, 프로님, right? So I was very fortunate to be with him. And then 증시각도기 as well. Yes, I was very, lucky, fortunate to be with him. And then, so I shared this one with you. As it turns out, he's a good friend of a friend of mine's friend. Yeah. Over here, right? My friend's friend. So I was very lucky to be there. And then 보라 TV by 교보문고. 보라 means like look and read. So 교보문고 kindly presented my material over there. So I was very fortunate. Now, my students, okay, have a kind of textbook in my class. So I'm very feeling lucky about that, right? Until now, my students complained, right? Is there any kind of textbook that I want to refer to? Where is your material? Finally, you have it over here, okay? Your final exam and then midterm exam, I will test you from there. And some of you may question, right? I know. How about English book? Yeah, I'm trying to write one textbook, hopefully. Okay, so that it would be incorporating my class material, covering not only this part but also more technical part as well, like codings and kind of things. And I'm also thinking about planning to publish a Korean textbook as well for Fintech and Behavioral Finance, BFFT. Behavioral Finance and Fintech. Expansion of this, a lot more with the codings, right? And then quantitative trading part. So that's that. That's what I'm, this year, that's what's going to happen, I guess. And now, that's just my plan. Number 2, teaching evaluation. Yes, I was very fortunate, right? I got a lifetime record, right? Highest record of 99 point out of 100 from my Fintech and Behavioral Finance class in the fall semester in GBA, undergraduate, right? 60 students, 20 of which were international exchange students, and 40 of which were Korean GBA students, right? All of them gave me such a great points for me. I was very grateful and very lucky and fortunate. Why? Because I think, I'm not 99 or 100 kind of guy, right? My teaching style and somebody will hate me anyway. But why do I say I was fortunate in that sense? Well, I was fortunate to host the great guest speakers last semester. For example, Professor Lucian Bebchuk of Harvard Law School gave a special lecture in KSA seminar and about ESG, and my students were able to attend that as a guest, right? And then gave some questions and got some feedback from him. So we were very fortunate to have him. I think this was the greatest plus for my teaching evaluation. And number 2, Mr. Kang Hwan-guk, right? About bestseller writer of quantitative trading in Korea, gave a wonderful speech in English about the quantitative trading. So I was very fortunate to have him. I hope I could invite him again this semester. As it turns out, I realized as I publish one book and I realized how difficult it is to become a bestseller writer, right? It's like high achiever over there, right? I wonder if I could be able to host these guys once again in my class ever, right? I'll try. But it's very, I was very fortunate last semester. So I should lower down the expectation of my students as well in this semester. Mean reversion? Yeah, it can happen. Anyway, I was extremely lucky to host these fantastic speakers. One thing, why was I lucky? I think, I was personally, uh, New Year's resolution last year was like reading the Bible cover to cover by reading every day. Every day I was reading, right? And then, it helped me spiritually and then the mindfully in many respects. I'm very thankful. I was very fortunate to have this, right? Opportunities. And you can see my Bible reading in my YouTube channel. I have, you know that, my subscribers. Now, things I do this year, I plan to do this year. My this year New Year's resolution, given that I'm done with the reading English Bible, what should I do? Well, I'll keep on doing classic reading. Classic in the sense that of economics research, right? Reading Nobel Prize winners' representative academic papers almost every day. Okay, I'm trying it. Why? Because economics is the foundation, one of the two foundations of business, right? Either economics or psychology. And I say finance is much more about the economics. Even though I teach behavioral finance, which is more about the psychology, right? But my home ground, right, where I grew up, that's Minnesota, University of Minnesota. That's hardcore, rational, market efficiency guys. Chicago, Minnesota, Carnegie Mellon School of Thoughts, right? Eugene Fama, and then Milton Friedman, all these kind of classical, neoclassical economists, right? Well, came from Minnesota. So I was proud to be there, be associated. And then, so I'm trying to get back to the basics, right? When the time is turmoil like this after COVID, right? It's time to get back to the basics, I think. And then maybe the basic is about chewing those classic theory papers or some, those, supposedly, Nobel Prize winning best papers, right? So I try to learn from that, right? Why don't you just read the, economics textbook or whatever current article? Thank you. I'm trying that too, but I'm interested in this hardcore classic, okay? That's what I'm after right now, for whatever reason it may be, right? And by this, I hope my students get the feeling of, the classics. Even though my students are business students, get exposed to economics so that they will have better, intuitions to interpret this world in their problem solving, right? In this world, AI is very important. I know machine learning and all this kind of sexy stuff, but what you need is, first of all, get back to basics, right? Business people, economics, and then math plus statistics, and then coding skills. 3 parts, right? Has to be there. So I'm trying to contribute to this economics basics, right? And I realized that, many things are, I just say, turn, showing up again and again, right? It's like a cycle going on in this world. As I read the papers of 1970s or 30s, right? Some issues pop up again and again, show up again. Maybe by learning from these guys, classics, maybe we will have some better intuition in solving our problems these days. For example, ESG, right? And all this kind of stagflation kind of concepts, right? That's maybe where we should look at. That's what I have in my mind, I felt until now. And then things I do this year, be teaching. Yes, I'll be doing teaching. And spring semester, behavioral finance and fintech. Like this one, my students, please. I used to teach this course in the fall semester, right? But this year, I had to switch it into spring semester for, some personal reasons, and then the department reason as well. Much more about because of the department's demand, right? Why don't you teach it in the spring semester from now on? Because fall semester there is something else that I have to take care of, or other program is going on like that. Okay, so that's why. So if you are planning for the whole year, keep in mind that this thing is in the spring semester in GBA and exchange students, right? Now, that means you're going to have a lot more fun in the spring semester with me. And then summer semester, I will teach psychology of fintech for international undergraduate program. That is summer school kind of things from all around the world. It's not exchange students per se, but all different students, get to Seoul in SKKU, and they have a chance to take my class. I was very fortunate to be the instructor over there this time. So I'll be teaching this one, right? Behavioral finance and fintech, again, in a different title, psychology of fintech, right? Much more focused on fintech side, but essentially it's about the behavioral finance and fintech anyway. Now, almost no difference, don't worry. This is for exchange students, this is for international students. And then fall semester, by the way, no exchange students in this semester, I believe, right? That's what I understand. Anyway, and then the fall semester, what I'm going to do, teach, right? Number one, portfolio management for undergraduate business students, right? In Korean language, portfolio management. And then this is going to be about asset allocation and quantitative trading with Python. And then it's going to be cross-listed for GBA guys. So 글경 학생들, right? You guys can take this course as well. And this time in Korean language instead of, you're going to meet me in Korean language. There, I may use this one, portfolio 관리 using Excel as well, but it's going to be just a brief coverage, but much more upon this kind of things. Machine learning for algorithmic trading. Holy cow, I know. First half of this book, I guess. Machine learning for algorithmic trading, original English book. I split it into two and bound it like this. It's all English, but somebody translated it in Korean language, and it's using Python. So I'm going to go through that part, these books, right? So this is it. Now, that's portfolio management, and we're going to have a lot more fun studying the quantitative trading part of it and the algorithmic trading. In behavioral finance, we learn about media-based and attention-driven stock price increase and the overreaction. Then the question becomes, how can we make money if you're a hedge fund? Can we really short sell and make money? Can we test it? And then sometimes you can find out some event-driven opportunities, right? Merger arbitrage, that kind of things, right? But can we really test it? And then stock market event study, can we do it? Those kind of testing, right, is done over here, portfolio management, right? BFFT, behavioral finance and fintech, there we don't use codings, right? It's more about the discussions and the conceptual ideas. And then the project over here will be about valuing your real world fintech companies. But here it's going to be about coding, really hardcore coding, how you do it. Okay, that's it. And then international finance in global business administration. That's this one. And you know that I've been teaching this for 3 years, right? And then my teaching is in the, it's my third year? All right. My videos are already in that simplytaught.com and then YouTube, freely available. So we're going to go through this book, right? So wait for that. And then, behavioral and finance and fintech in Korean language for MBA courses. So that's what I'm going to do. Right. Now, class style. I'll try to make it almost 100% video recorded, just like what I did last year, right? I'll keep on doing what I've been doing. Okay. Since, why don't I do actual offline based teaching? Well, the COVID-19, right? Omicron or Omicron is there, right? People say that it is the impact of Omicron in your physical body is like not that big compared to the other variations, mutations, right? So people say that why don't you do it in offline class much more? But I am much more doubtful and skeptical. And I say we've not reached Omega yet. You know, the mutation of this virus started from alpha, beta, right? And then it's Omicron. And then one circle has to go to the end to the Omega. You never know what kind of variation or the mutation will bother us next time. I know, right? Like mass immunization may, help us better, but at the same time, who knows what kind of variation will bother us like crazy in the meantime. So instead of asking for much more trouble, I will lower down your expectation, just like last year, right? Almost 100% video recorded, and then the exams will be, 24 hours essay kind of questions, or 12 hours maybe. That's what I will do. And then one or two classes will be indeed maybe offline special lecture. I will invite guest speakers like maybe 강환국 or maybe others, industry expert, I say industry case showdown, right? So those guys will be invited. In that is your great opportunities to show up and get yourself known to the expert and then network, right? And so I'm going to organize those kind of things for you. Other than that, I'll try to make it video recorded. And I realize that the students find it very helpful if I make it 100% video recorded for my lecture, because if students miss what I spoke, they can play back. And then if the students are familiar with what I talk, they can speed up, okay, the videos, blah, 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 like that. So it gives you more flexibility. Number two, you guys can have much more freedom of doing internships, right, during your daytime, or you can be more flexible. So that's why I'm trying to do that, okay? Now, other than that, I had other parts of discussion that I wanted to say over here, as what I felt during my, last year's reading the Bible. What did I feel, right? But in the interest of time, I'm going to skip that. Anyway, it's already 30 minutes plus. So thank you very much for watching this content. And then hope to see you. And then enjoy the rest of the week, right? Thank you very much. Bye-bye.